All right, so we're looking at lesson 72, experimental, or lines from experimental data, and then we're going to look at negative angles. So hopefully you'll understand experimental data and negative angles. So we have looked at these already, but what is different about this problem compared to what we've had? There's no line. We have to make our own line. So where does the line look like it's going to go? I forget how to make it rotate. Oh, wait. Here? No, that makes it bigger and smaller. I just was rotating it. Why won't it rotate? I don't understand.
Girls track needs to report to room 103. Girls track needs to report to room 103.
There it goes. Okay. So is that a good line of best fit right now? Okay, tell me when to stop. Right there or no?
Oh, like, should it be on those dots?
Okay, so you say put it on those dots. Right about there? Okay. All right, I'm going to draw a line, and then we can do another one. It's a ruler. It draws a straight line for you. Okay, so where do you think it should be, Alicia?
I think it should, like,
You think it should be over there? Back here some?
like, it shouldn't to be on that bottom dot, but more.
You think over here?
Yeah.
No. That would, you want it, I mean, this line that we have drawn is pretty close.
Oh.
You want it to hit as close to the dots as possible. Okay, so we could, we could put it maybe more over here. That may work too. You could do something like that maybe. Okay, but do you see how those are both pretty close to the dots? So if I use the red one and you use the green one, our answer is going to match up. But they should be close to what the book says, okay? So you want to make sure you're pretty close. So let's do the red one, not the green one. So what would be our dots that we would pick? Here's a good one. 105. 95. Okay, and then what's the other one? Here? Those are kind of close together. Okay, we'll do that one. All right, so how do we start these problems? Okay, how do you get your slope? Okay. 0 minus 5 over 40 minus 100. So negative 5 over negative 60, which is 1/12. Does that make sense? Okay. So we have y equals mx plus b. So our y is 0, our m is 1/12, and our x is 40. Do y'all see how that works? Okay, so 0 equals 40 over 12 plus b. So b equals negative, those both divide by 4, which would be 10 over 3. So how do I write my answer? Okay, so it didn't give us equation. It just said write it as a function of carbon. So salt is my y-axis. So salt equals 1 over 12, but what is 1 over 12? You have to put them as decimals. And then what is our x? Not x, but what is this right here? Carbon. And then minus 10 over 3, which is 3.33. Okay? Their answer is, well, they have two different answers. They have S equals 0.05 C plus 1. They also have 0.1 C minus 4. Our answer's pretty close. So would that answer work? So your answer won't be exactly what the book has, but it should be close. Okay? Any questions here? But if you're ever unsure as to whether your answer is right, always ask me and I can tell you. All right, so moving on to negative angles. Huh? No. Not on the test, but on your homework, feel free to ask me, did I do this correctly? Yeah, you can ask me on the test. I'm going to tell you. I don't know.
And we'll see when you get that.
No, I'll just tell you. I don't know. All right, so there's only one way to designate a point in rectangular form. Using your coordinates. We only have one way to designate the point 4, 3. Right? Just like you've done for years and years and years, dealing with your coordinate plane. But you can actually use positive or negative angles whenever you use polar coordinates. They are both allowed. Negative angles are also measured starting from the positive x-axis, but they are measured clockwise instead of counterclockwise. So this is the new part. Negative angles are clockwise. What does clockwise look like? Let's start here. Where am I going to go? Look at a clock. How is that little red hand moving? Okay. So where would these angles be found? I'll do the first one since Emily's not here. And then each of you has to draw one angle. All right, so I'm going to start on the positive x-axis, which is where? Okay, so I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go clockwise. So if it's negative, which way am I going? Okay, I'm going to start by going down. So negative 50 degrees, where am I going to stop? Okay, is that a 50-degree angle? Pretty close. So it's going to be in the fourth quadrant. All right, so who wants to try the 100 degrees? Where would negative 100 degrees be? Start from the positive x-axis. Okay. And where would our triangle be? Mhm. What would that angle be in our triangle?
Minus 1, so 80.
Okay, so Alicia says this big angle right there is 80 degrees. Yep, it is. Do y'all see how that works? The angle, this angle right here, because this part is 100, so this part would be 180 minus 100, so 80. All right. Yes, you start there. All right. And what would the triangle look like? Okay, and what would that little angle be? Mm-hmm. 35. This little angle here would be 35 degrees. All right, Taylor, your turn. Come draw our 335. All right, and what would our little angle on the inside be?
$25.
25, that's right. Okay, do y'all see how that works? So let's look at an actual example now. We want to write it in rectangular coordinates. So where is negative 210 degrees going to go? Okay. Do you agree with Taylor? What is this angle going to be for my triangle? $30, yes. Where does my R go? Where does my U go? What about that 4? So how do I find my R and my U? Okay, so you put the 4 over there. And what do you get for U? Huh? Haven't we looked at 30, 60, 90 triangles? It's a 30, 60, 90 triangle. You remember your 2, your 1, and your square root of 3? If that's 4, 2 times 2 is 4. So 1 times 2 is 2. So then the R is going to be 2 square roots of 3. We can prove that with our cosine. Cosine of 30 equals R over 4. Huh? No, we already learned it. And 2 square roots of 3 is 3.46. We'll get there. I'm not there yet. All right, so any questions on the R and the U? Okay, how do we write our final answer? And that's your answer, because it's in rectangular coordinates. Do y'all see how that works? All right, so see if you can do this one all by yourself. Who wants to draw this one, just to make sure that y'all are on the right track? I'll even make your coordinate plane for you. I didn't do a very symmetric coordinate plane. Yeah, put your angle in there. You agree? Not 40 degrees. That should be a 50. Well, then that'd be 60. You went 180. So we got to go another 50 to get to 230.
Oh, I did.
Okay, this is to 270. So this angle here is 40, which means that one is 50. Okay, what did y'all get for your actual answer? Is that what you said? Do you agree with that? Yes, no? Any questions on the negative angles? Negative angles aren't too bad, huh? The only difference is how you start. You go down instead of going up and around. Okay, so let's see if you can write the equation of this line of best fit. So what do we need to do? Draw a line. All right, so I want y'all to think about it, and then one of y'all are going to come up here to draw it. Bianca, here. Okay. Does that look good? Or should I move it? Does that look a little better maybe? Close enough anyway? I mean, you don't have to be like exactly, don't spend 10 minutes trying to find your line of best fit. My lovely straight line, using my ruler. So now that we have our line of best fit, see if you can write the equation that gets hydrogen as a function of carbon. Everybody pick this point. You could also pick 4, 4. Did y'all get that slope? So you should get H equals 7.5 C minus 665. Now the book's answer was this. Whoop. They picked different points than we did. Is our answer close enough? It really depends on the problem and what the numbers are. Because if they're really big numbers, then your answer may be off by a little bit. Because we're off by like almost 30 or a little over 30. So on this one, the numbers are bigger, so that's okay. But if the scale was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're off by 30, you're not going to be right. So it just depends on the scale. So that's why I say if you ever have a question as to whether your answer is okay, you can ask me about it and I'll let you know. Any questions on these? Do these make sense? Okay, so when is your homework due? Why Monday?